This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Aloysius, or a true-life event that happened to me at camp one summer, actually has a chance if it doesn't. So, why another screenwriting book? Because the others I've seen don't say it like it is, and don't give the reader the tools to attain success in the field. And on top of that, they often serve the writer of the book more than the reader. I personally don't want a career teaching screenplay writing courses. I just want to pass along what I know. And besides all that, I'm at the point when I'm ready to give it away. I've had a lot of amazing breaks. I've learned from the masters. And now it's time for me to tell you. I also undertook the writing of this book because of the lack of common sense I see in many of the movies that get made today. For all the knowledge out there, many in Hollywood forget the basics and ignore what works, thinking that just because they have studio offices and big expense accounts, they don't need to follow the rules anymore. And frankly, that drives me up a tree. As I am writing this book, there is one phenomenon in particular that really bothers me, and yet from a business point of view, it's pretty smart. It's the make sure it opens or else trend. This is where you spend a lot of money on the movie, hype the bejesus out of it, open wide at 3,000-plus theaters, and have a huge first weekend to recoup your cost. And who cares if your movie drops 70 or 80% in its second weekend because of bad word of mouth? What bugs me about this trend is that for all the money they're spending on star salaries, special effects, advertising, and marketing, and don't forget all those prints, it would be better spent, and the movies would be better too, if the filmmakers just paid $4 for some paper and pencils and followed the rules of how to write a good movie. Take a hip, slick movie like Lara Croft 2, for example. They spent a fortune on that film, and everyone is still wondering what happened. They can't figure out why they didn't bring in the audience of targeted men. It's not surprising to me. What's wrong with this picture? Where did the filmmakers go awry? To me, it's really very simple. I don't like the Lara Croft character. Why would I? She's cold and humorless. And while that's fine in the solitary world of video games and comics, it doesn't make me want to leave my home to go see the movie. The people who produce this film think they can get you to like her by making her cool. This is what amounts to character development in au courant movies. She drives a cool car. That's someone's idea of how to create a winning hero. Well, folks, I don't care about how cool it is. This isn't going to work. Why? Because liking the person we go on a journey with is the single most important element in drawing us into the story. Which brings us to the title of this book, Save the Cat. Save the what? I call it the Save the Cat scene. They don't put it into movies anymore, and it's basic. It's the scene where we meet the hero, and the hero does something, like saving a cat, that defines who he is and makes us, the audience, like him. In the thriller Sea of Love, Al Pacino is a cop. Scene 1 finds him in the middle of a sting operation. Parole violators have been lured by the promise of meeting the New York Yankees. But when they arrive, it's Al and his cop buddies waiting to bust them. So Al's cool. He's got a cool idea for a sting anyway. But on his way out, he also does something nice. Al spots another lawbreaker who's brought his son coming late to the sting. Seeing the dad with his kid, Al flashes his badge at the man who nods in understanding and exits quick. Al lets this guy off the hook because he has his young son with him. And just so you know, Al hasn't gone totally soft. He also gets to say a cool line to the crook. Catch you later. Well, I don't know about you, but I like Al. I'll go anywhere he takes me now, and you know what else? I'll be rooting to see him win. All based on a 2-second interaction between Al and a dad with his baseball fan kid. Can you imagine if the makers of Lara Croft 2 spent $4 on a good Save the Cat scene, instead of the $2.5 million they spent developing that new latex bodysuit for Angelina Jolie? They might have done a whole lot better. That's why the name of this book is Save the Cat. It's emblematic of the kind of common sense basics I want to get across to you, and to some in the movie business, about the laws of physics that govern good storytelling. These are lessons my writing partners and I have learned through the real school of Hollywood hard knocks. We, and hopefully you, are in the business of trying to pitch our wares to the majors, make a big sale, and appeal to the biggest possible audience. We want a hit, and a sequel if we can, Why play the game if you don't swing for the fence? And while I love the indie world, I want to hit it out of the park in the world of the major studios. That's why this book is primarily